Hey kiddos, this activity is called What's the Measure? And on each page, you're going to have a series of objects. You'll get the length of one of them, probably the shortest one. And then you have to kind of use that information to help you figure out how tall or how big or how much capacity something else has. Okay? So this one has the hydrant, so the smallest thing over here, the hydrant, is 2.5 feet tall. So you got to figure out how tall the light post would be and how tall the telephone pole would be, knowing that this distance from top to bottom is 2.5 feet. Now, there's two probably good ways to do this. Number one is to get a ruler out and measure how tall that is, this hydrant. So if I were to do that, I can't really show you that on this video, but if I were to take out my ruler and measure this, it looks like it is almost exactly a 1/2 inch tall. Okay, on your paper, this is a 1/2 inch. So if this is a 1/2 inch, then I could kind of think of a scale as being my 1/2 inch equals 2.5 feet. So if that's the case, I could just measure my light pole, figure how tall it is, specifically how many 1/2 inches it is, and then if I took that times 2.5 feet, I'd be able to answer those last two questions. So now with my ruler on my actual page, I'm measuring the height of this light pole, and it is exactly 2 inches from the top of the light pole down to the bottom of the light pole. So if it's 2 inches and a 1/2 inch is 2.5 feet, how tall would this light pole be? How many 1/2 inches are in 2 inches? Well, I could imagine here's a 1/2, here's 1 full inch, here's 1.5 inches, and there's 2 inches. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2 inches. So if I have 4 1/2 inches and I multiply that by 2.5 feet, what would I get? If I took 2.5 4 times, 2.5 and 2.5. So, it's doubling it twice, right? So 2.5 doubled would be 5, and then doubling 5 would give me 10 feet. Always label your answers. 10 feet. So now I do the same thing for our big light pole here. I would figure out how many 1/2 inches that light pole is and take that times 2.5, and I'd be able to figure that out. So that's what you're going to work on. You're kind of working on some scale problems here. So good luck.